We're about to take a look at 7 pouches from Veto Pro Pac, you guys. These are going to be all of their small bags. We'll go through each category and I'll tell you guys the differences. I'll let you guys see the benefits of each kind and style because there's some very unique options in this set of bags. Now, I do want to let you know that today's video is brought to you by our friends Markate. They are a fantastic business software that will help you professionalize and organize your business, especially for those of you who are service-based. You guys, there's a 2-week free trial in the description. They'll help you send invoices, quotes, and schedule amongst many other things. You guys, go check them out if you haven't already. Like I said, 2 weeks free. It's incredible, and it's also incredibly affordable. So even if you're just starting out, now let's go ahead and hop into our bags. Starting up first with the TP3, you guys. This is the original TP3. There is a TP3B that has a hard bottom. This one does not. One of the things that I actually like about that is that it feels like it fits on my side a little bit better when I wear this as a belt. As you guys can see, it's empty right now. It's kind of a special use bag for me. I think the last time that I really used it, we retrofitted a solar farm, and it was terrible. It was probably the worst project I've ever worked on, but I clipped this onto the side of the bucket because it fit just the right amount of tools, and we were sitting on top of the solar panels because they were like only so far. It was awful. It was atrocious. My knees still hurt from it, but this did work perfectly for that. And like I said, I feel like I wear it around my waist a little bit better than I do with the ones with the hard bottoms. I have had a TP3B. I gave it away to somebody, but it has a carrying handle. There's 2 D-rings up top. This part back here, this leather part, there is a loop through there. So if you want to put a belt through there, you can wear it as a belted bag. And then on the back here, with this older style, they have the plastic clips still. They've been fine. It's been great. I've had no issues. Obviously, I've had this bag for some years now. We also have 2 D-rings on the sides here, and it comes with this tape loop, one on this side and one exactly on the other side. They match from side to side. Those are all your carrying options. And then, as you guys can see from the top here, there are some great pockets. I love this. The pockets on the side are pass-through. So one on this side here and one on this side here, and they're a little bit more squared off. That's great for longer screwdrivers, like beaters and stuff like that. All of those things are great to fit through there. And then obviously you can see the difference of the layering of pockets. You have the 3 screwdriver pockets up top. Then there's a smaller pocket around that, which is great for all your pliers and stuff like that. And then there's one more at the edge. One thing that's probably hard to see from that angle are the sides. This side here has one small marker pocket here. Now the TP3 is the smallest of these. It does go up to TP4, TP5, and you'll see later down in the lineup what that actually looks like and what that means. But a lot of those options also have the regular bottom or they have the hard bottom. Hard bottom's better for standing up. As you guys can see, it's empty right now, but it does stand up on its own, even with the soft bottom. Just not as sturdy, but you guys will see that later in this video. Next up, we're gonna fly through this one, and I'll leave a link to it at the end. This is the pouch that I'm using currently. This thing is sweet. Couple of the highlights: it's got this pocket flap, which does actually work. I used to have the old leather one, but I gave that away when I left my last company. So this one here, it's the MP1X. This actually goes and it just fits in your pocket, and it just holds it. So that's front pocket, back pocket, whatever it is. Anytime you're just moving and you want to transport it, it's not on your waist or whatever, it's just fantastic. You can just throw it in whatever pocket works the best. Other thing is that this tape clip here, it works fantastically. It's great. It's strong. That's the second way to carry it. It's really those are the only 2 ways to carry it. It's perfect. I mean, it's everything you need. It's quick. It's easy. It doesn't fall out ever. As far as pockets go, as you guys can see, I have 3 sets of pliers in here. I have 2 screwdrivers. I have 2 pins, and I also have a voltage detector. Usually I have a tape on there as well. But it makes it incredibly hard to actually see the bag. So for the sake of this, it's not. But typically there is a tape sitting on the front of this here. Again, this is one of my favorite pouches. I'll leave a link to this video that I did covering the whole thing here at the end. But this is a super great option, and it's one of my favorite light options. I don't like tool belts. I don't like big, heavy bags. Especially for what I do, it just doesn't fit into my workflow. This thing is perfect. It's grab it and go. It does enough to do damage, and it's not enough to be annoying that I have something crushing my hip the whole time. So number 3 is a new one, you guys, but this is the DP3, you guys, and we actually just outfitted this to try it out with some of our new Klein tools, because we just did a video on the Kleins. We just did a video on this. And so far, you guys, I am absolutely loving it. The thing that this gives you an option to do is not only carry this bag with all of the hand tools that are needed, like definitely just as much storage as this TP3, definitely just as much, but it also allows you to carry an impact or a drill, which it's an impact every day of the week for me. It's this M12. I love this thing, and I'm going to try out that Surge soon. I know somebody just commented about it. I'm going to check it out, and comment down below. Let me know if there are any other tools that you guys want to see. I typically spend my own money to buy the tools, and I don't need them at this point, so I don't like to waste my money. So if there is something that you guys actually want to see and you would click on, leave it down in the comments. I would love to make a video review about it and test it out for you. So this bag, it is crazy like full right now. You guys can see the top view here. There's so much storage. It is absolutely insane. I have been thinking about cutting back on some of this stuff because it's a little too heavy, but at the same time, this thing is an absolute unit. It's a beast, you guys, and I can do almost everything with this because as far as the basic hand tools that I have go, obviously I have all of those, but when you pair it with this Klein, I think it's the 7-in-1 or the 6-in-1 nut driver set, when you pair it with that, and then I have a small, not the most expensive, not the biggest, it doesn't have all the sockets, but this Wera bit check. It's the one that works perfectly for me because I carry like all of these bits. You know, I have so many in here. It has every bit that I could ever need. As far as carrying options go, you have the handle up top. It's got the 2 D-rings up here. This is also, this leather portion up here is also got a hole through it so you can use it for a belt loop. And then this section down here it's a newer part of this actually. So this clip that you clip onto your belt is actually movable. So if you want it to be lower so your tools sit higher, you can do that. I've got mine up at the highest setting right now. It's just what works. That's how it comes. I haven't even moved it. But if you want to, you can. And that's the great thing about Veto. Stuff like this where like you think their bags can't actually, I never expect whatever the thing is they come out with next. And they do have a couple tool pouches that carry drills. And I just looked at their website today and it looks like there's 2 new ones coming out. And I have no information on those yet. Be expecting to see some super cool pouches coming out soon, I'm assuming, because I literally just saw them on the website. I'll leave a link to this one at the end too if you guys want a more in-depth view of this. Like I said, it's a great bag. I've only been using it for a couple days now, but it's been pretty reliable. These next 2 bags, we're gonna go ahead and pop through them together. They are very light on the details. They're very similar. This is the MB, it's their meter bag, and this is the MB2 blackout because it's black. This one here is the original color. They have a couple now. I just saw they dropped some new MB3s, which are just one size bigger. They also have an MB3B with a hard bottom. That's the whole lineup of meter bags. All kinds of different colors though. Camo, high-vis orange, all the blackouts, and then the original with the green and I like the originals, honestly. I love them. I have a ton of the blackout stuff though too, because of the panels, the swap out panels they're fantastic. These are pretty standard bags. They have the D-rings up top on both of them. They're the same D-rings, same handles pretty much. They also have, each of them have D-rings on the sides, on their outside pockets. They come on the same area. That's a pretty typical Veto thing. And then they both came with a tape loop. I don't have the one on my MB right now. Show you guys what's in it in a second. There's also a pocket on the outside of each of these bags, so you can see up top, and it's the same on both sides. Not a ton of room. I don't really keep things on the outside of any of my bags because of the way that I treat them. I treat them like they're tools and like I paid for them to use them, and that's really what I do. All right, this MB, we've got some low voltage stuff in here. It's not something I do a ton of. Got some toners and some other stuff in here. Got these in the front. We'll cover these two outside pockets first. This bottom pocket here is I forget about that every single time that I open it, and it's so much fun. This pocket here, it's a small pocket. It just goes down to my index finger here from the top. It Velcros shut. There are some bit pockets and stuff in there. I just keep some connectors and different stuff in there just in case. It's just easier that way. But there are bit pockets up against this wall here. That's cool. It just Velcros shut. Then we look at this other outside pocket and we just pull it up. It Velcros shut very nicely. That just goes all the way down. It's just a hollow pocket that goes from the top of this here to, again, my index finger. It goes the whole length of the bag. And then when we go ahead and take a look at the actual inside of this bag, there's nothing. It's empty. There's one pocket on the outside, this back wall, that is impossible to see. It's hard to see that it's just a small pocket. Otherwise, it really lays flat in that bag. But this is it's a meter bag. It's for meters. It's for larger items and stuff like that. I use it, as you guys can see, I just keep some of our low voltage stuff in there, and it works fantastically for that purpose of just like having a group of tools together that aren't used super often. But when I do it, I usually use one or more of those tools. Now, the MB2, we're going to fly through this one because it's the same thing. It's just taller. That's really it. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but this front pocket here, if we open it, you might be able to see some of those bit pockets in there. They're deep and down in there, and it's all black, so it doesn't exactly stand out. But this pocket is a little bit longer than the one on the MB. It goes from the top, obviously, to down here at the bottom. When we look at the front of this one doesn't actually have any tools in it. It might actually have some, but you can see where it stops up here. This is actually, I use this for firearm stuff typically. I can't remember exactly for the life of me what's inside of this right now, but it's either ammo or tools that I use on my firearm. So this one, it goes the full length. There's nothing on the inside of it. It's open. Obviously, not everything. It's not sealed. Like, you don't zip that up. So they're a little bit more available to the elements. But overall, covered. Yes. So right now, a bunch of holsters and a little bit of ammo. Nothing crazy. It's the same thing as the other bag here. The pocket starts probably just as low on this one. It doesn't come all the way up like it did on the MB. But this one here, again, it's the same bag. Great bags for keeping things together. Not super functional to work directly out of, but excellent for storage. And number 6, you guys, this one here, we're starting to get into the larger stuff. This is definitely the largest of the bunch, but this is the TP5B. And like I said, 5 pockets across up top. That's what the 5 references, just like the TP3. This one, however, is the TP5B. So what that means is they got this hard bottom. It's so fantastic. It's easy to clean off. If you put it in something, it stands up well, especially for being what it is. It will tip over if you load it and then push on it or whatever. Their bigger bags are untippable. Not the smaller ones. Obviously, there's only so much you can do. But as far as size goes, best in class tipping power, 100%. It's a great bag. Now, carrying methods. It's got 2 D-rings up top on the sides here. This leather portion is also got a pass-through for a belt loop. I've got this handle back here, right here on these D-rings, and I've got this clip here as well. This bag is not small enough to wear on your hip. I don't know if anybody could do that or why you would want to do it. I don't prefer that. I actually use this as a lift bag. It's why I don't have the handle up top, because I put zip ties through it, and then I zip tie it to the lift. So when I'm working in a lift for a long time, I can have that set up and just move whatever tools in and out that I need to. It's also the reason that this bag is half full of stuff, half not full of stuff, because stuff comes in and stuff goes out. It does come with a tape loop as well. for all of your tape for any of the D-rings. TP5B, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at it from the top. The 5 pockets that we're talking about are these small pockets up closest to the wall. So there's 5 of them in this bag. Again, the TP3 is 3 pockets wide at the top. So that is the major difference as far as the side goes. There, obviously, the pocket structure changes significantly as well. They do have the pass-through pockets. They're just a tad bit bigger, and obviously they're on the outside. Those are great. The 2 pockets in the middle change. And then on the outside here, and this actually does work, but you can put your impact in this or a hammer. It can be either one, and it doesn't come in and out quickly from it, but when you're carrying it, like if you are just going to the job site with this or whatever, you can have an impact in there and it just velcros around it. In the front here, we have the tape clip, obviously right here. Tape fits on there just great, just like the other ones. This pocket is massive. I've got some random stuff in there right now, but there are all these bit pockets across this front wall here. It's great for storing stuff, actually. This is the first pocket that on this list, other than the MB bags. But on the TP3, that bag's not very big. It can really only hold parts. You can actually keep real stuff in this. This is a super cool bag. I've really enjoyed using this bag. I use it a lot because of the versatility, because it's so large, especially when you're working from a platform that stays the same for, you know, who knows how long. It's really easy to just set this up and to have everything right there where you need it instead of on your hip, getting in your way when you're trying to stand on stuff you probably shouldn't. And finally, these bags are like not huge bags. I actually would consider them to be in the next category, but there is a plethora of this size of bag. If this is the type of pouch that you're actually looking for, you guys can see this one here in the middle now. This is the TP6B, so it's actually one step up. It is actually quite a bit larger. It changes up the structure significantly from the TP5B. It really starts to go in a different direction. There's no possibility of carrying it through a belt loop. It's got, you know, a different handle. I like this handle better, but it's obviously for a bigger bag. It's got a little hook up here that pops up that you can hang it on stuff. Definitely starts to get into the like actual working surface bag. This one here is the TPLC. And then this one here is one of the new ones. It's actually the SBLD. And this was actually part of the spring promo this year. This is a sweet bag, you guys. But as we start to get into these bigger bags, obviously weight becomes a difference. It doesn't wear the same. And we're going to do a massive video to cover these. So if you're not subbed, you guys sub so you guys can see the next set of bags. And if you guys want to know anything more about the MP1X or the DP3, you guys can head up to these videos now, you guys. Remember, it's all for his glory, and I will see you guys on the next one.